Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am McAlphaneme. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could, please click that like button, turn it into a rocket, and send it to the moon. So we have a little tweet here from XRP, or rather Ripple. And it says, built on the XRPL at GateHub, enables you to instantly send, trade, receive, and manage a variety of assets securely. Get the details. And you have a little link to click. So let's click on that and let's check this out here, because I thought it was interesting. They don't just have like a full page about GateHub here. It actually, and I think this is very smart for Ripple as a company, it takes you to XRPL use cases, powering innovative technology. Now, what's interesting about this, I know a lot of you out there probably are already thinking this way, and I might be preaching to the choir, but keep in mind, there's so many new people to XRP, and there's so many new people to the crypto markets that, and I anticipate over the next few years, there's going to be so many new people utilizing crypto that many of us are going to have to explain things to them and present things like this to them. However, this is powering innovative technology. Now, keep in mind, all that XRP was initially built to do: move fiat currency back and forth at an exorbitant rate, very, very low transaction time, extremely low transaction fees between banks, mainly central banks. And of course, if the central banks are using it, then that's extrapolated to the commercial banks. But XRP is such a I would say a safe guarantee of a winner, even without regulatory clarity, because the rest of the world, they're definitely going to utilize XRP in a myriad of ways, right? And I believe to a large degree within their systems. Now, here on the side to the left, it says micropayments. Developers are using the XRP ledger to build innovative products for gaming, content, and web monetization. Listen, there is so much money in the gaming market. Just imagine XRP is moving a large amount of money for the banks. Central and commercial is doing B2B payments, right? Is doing P2P payments for cross-border remittances. Then on top of that, is scooping up gaming money somehow. Let's say they even go into a metaverse-like thing, all right? They're scooping up all of that gaming money. Now, I just want to highlight this. This is something I wanted to say the other day about the metaverse and anything that is to come. That is either a gaming aspect of one of these premier cryptocurrency rails or a virtual aspect. People are using those particular digital currencies like V-Bucks and Roblox all the time. That cannot be overlooked when we're talking about getting into gaming. So that's why the metaverse is such a huge thing. It is the first of its kind, right? It's the first of its kind. And there stands to be, if it launches correctly, if everything goes off with a hitch over the next year and you have all of these blockchains building on it, there stands to be a large amount of capital flowing through the metaverse. People are going to use whatever tokens are running these certain worlds within the metaverse, because the metaverse is sort of an overarching thing. Whatever tokens and whatever blockchains are running those particular aspects, there's going to be a large amount of capital flowing through them. How many of you guys out there actually know how much money people spend with V-Bucks, via V-Bucks in Fortnite? It's unbelievable. You want that flowing across your blockchain. You want that flowing through XRP XLM. Why not? That's just a little bit more frosting on top of the cake. All the money you can scoop up is just a little bit more frosting on that cake. It's a little bit better. It adds to everything. And that is a lot of money to scoop up. Okay, so you have gaming, you have content. I'm not too worried about things like that. Web monetization, among other applications where currency is at the center. Then we have cryptocurrency wallets. Listen, the wallets we have now, I believe, are nothing compared to what is to come as far as how streamlined and refined they will be in the future, because the banks have been talking about wallets, okay? And they've been asking the questions, how do we improve on wallets? How do we make them more secure? Are we going to be issuing digital wallets and such like that? And a lot of these PDF documents that we've been covering, they've been talking about that. So I know that that wallets are going to play a very important part. So having that on, as it says here, cryptocurrency wallets use the ledger to build digital wallets to store private and public passwords and interact with various blockchains to send and receive digital aspects. So what we're seeing here is XRP and Ripple reaching into all possible sectors. I said this so many months ago that this is where the banking coins, which are the premier coins, okay, they are going to be the biggest winners of all time, that they would stretch themselves out and reach into all sectors. I said this, and you see this here now, and this is brilliant, which means they cannot be denied. Now, I made a post a while ago where Rosie Rios, the very esteemed and respected, highly respected, Rosie Rios was saying that the train had already left the station on crypto. That did not mean that it was too late to get in crypto. That's not what she said at all. If you read the article and you've seen a myriad of her interviews, the interviewers are always asking her whether, crypto is a fad. Is it something that's just going to pass on by? Is it going to all go to zero? Should it be regulated out of existence? She's constantly answering these questions. So her response saying that the train had already left the station meant that it's too late to stop it. It's too late to stop crypto. It had nothing to do with getting into crypto. She was saying it's too late to stop crypto as it's too late to stop a train already left the station. It's already gone. Okay, so it's already here. She said that as well. You got to put everything together. She said crypto's already here. That utility's going to take over. So it's not too late. Of course not. She wouldn't say that. She's a very wise individual. And so combining that statement that it's too late to stop crypto, and then you see the prices where they are now, which she is aware of, where you got like 30 cent, right now, 30 cent H bar, sub 30 cents. I think XLM, I think it dropped from 31 or 30 cents down to 28 cents, something like that. Okay, and they're just fluctuating as people are just taking profits and pumping the market up a little bit, getting people excited, then people buy in, and then you have these bots, these bot traders, these whales, so to speak. For now, you're a whale for now, until the banks step in. But these so-called whales sell on you. So they're just scraping up money. That's all they're doing, setting the people up. The people get excited. They buy in, right? And it's not really about the banking coins. It just happen to be collateral damage, and really not, because people that actually know what the banking coins are about, this doesn't affect us at all. Matter of fact, the lower it goes, the better we can accumulate until there's regulatory clarity and mass adoption. However, the people that are holding regular cryptos, yes, some of them tend to FOMO every single time they see it go green. They get very excited, and they believe it's time to buy some more. And so, they buy some more and they're expecting it to go up, hoping that it goes up. And then the whale traders utilizing bots across the board sell everything and it goes back down. They're scraping up profits. And it doesn't just happen now. This happens throughout the year. You'll see everything go down all at the same time. This is why it's very important to stay aware, and is very important to know what you're getting into with these particular coins that could have massive losses if you're getting into them. They're not guaranteed deals like what the banking coins are at these prices. They're not staying at these prices whatsoever. You're going to see some kind of a profit, not a guarantee. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Okay, so let's go back to XRP here. Stable coins, that's very important to be able to issue these particular stable coins. Like I said, this is like a free offering. This is like an entry way into crypto. So you have stable coins being able to be issued on the XRP ledger. Very important. NFTs are going to be so huge. Even if you don't have any NFTs, if you're not trading them, if you're not selling your artwork, your music, or your movie clips, your GIFs, whatever as NFTs, you can pretty much sell everything as NFTs, right? At this point, you can sell real estate. I mean, it's unbelievable. The amount of wealth that NFTs are going to bring to the XRP ledger is unbelievable. XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, and Cello. The amount of wealth that NFTs are going to bring in is unbelievable. And I do believe that XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Algorand will dominate when it comes to moving value from NFTs over the blockchains. I believe they will absolutely dominate because they are the most respected coins. Don't you ever forget it. They are the most respected coins when it comes to the governments. Did you see how the governments were rolling out the red carpet for our leader, Denell Dixon? It's going to make us muy linda. I mean, gente, so much money. It's not even funny, but it shows you the respect that they have. Do you see how leaders of countries and leaders at prestigious institutions roll out the red carpet and are very, very respectful toward Silvio Macaulay of Algorand? Do you see that? Okay, so these coins are highly respected. People will entrust them with value where they're not going to entrust other coins with that particular value, something that's so precious to you. No, but you will trust XRP, XLM, Algorand, and HBAR. They are respected, well respected, and have worked with some of the biggest people and institutions and banks around the world. And if they can trust XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Algorand, why wouldn't the layperson? Of course they would. The normal person. Of course they will. They will dominate NFTs in the future. This is why they're just building. They're building, they're patching things up, shearing things up, making sure that not a lot is going wrong because they understand, yes, we're getting in early. We're starting early. And a lot of other people got in first, like Ethereum got in early and they made a huge impact with OpenSea and such. Okay. But that's not where it stops. And that's not even the peak. You haven't seen anything yet. Mark my words. Okay. And of course, anything happened, but I'm just looking at the data. I'm looking at the research. I'm looking at what happens. I believe that the banking coins are much more than we know, and they're going to do much more than people are anticipating and do it successfully. They're going to do it well. They're going to dominate. The individuals who have held back from getting into crypto, when they do get into crypto, when there's regulatory clarity, most of those other coins will go away. They will die. They will suffer badly, okay? They're not ISO coins, and they're not respected. Even if you're not an ISO coin, the respect that you have and the deals that you've done are going to carry you. And a lot of those other coins just don't have that. They don't. And also, there are security issues with other coins. There's a lot of trust issues with these particular so-called cryptos, okay? But the banking coins, those individuals who have held back from getting into crypto because it was looked at as a meme or it's not safe. Once regulations happen, they will step in, but they will step into the banking coins, respected coins, coins that you can have and know that they're secure and that they're respected around the world. And if you're going to be doing trades, if this is going to be connected to your name, it's not going to make you a laughing stock. Okay. A lot of wealthy people think this way. All right. Now keep that in mind. So, and then DeFi, of course, DeFi is going to be huge. I'm just letting you know that now. It's going to be much bigger than what it is now. The Bank of International Settlements is coming to grips with accepting decentralized finance, not seeing it as an enemy. And if they're doing that, they're pushing it to all of the banks that they are supervising. Understand this. And they're going to be educating them over the next few years as they build infrastructure. A lot of what's going to be happening is going to be education. They're going to have to educate the people that are going to be utilizing the new financial system. You're seeing it being rolled out now. The banks are extremely vulnerable. Their information is extremely vulnerable. It only takes a little bit of something, I'm just going to phrase it that way, to happen. The banks will be in trouble. They will be in trouble. There's a myriad of things will happen. Banks will be in trouble. They need this infrastructure upgrade. When I say they need it badly, more than words can actually encompass. Okay, so this is why they're in a mad rush for CBDCs of any kind. They're experimenting, doing a lot of different experiments. Project Jura, they just did Project Jura, all the various projects we've discussed on this channel. Okay, the Stella project. I mean, so they're doing a lot of experimenting because they are pressed for time. They don't want to end up in a position where something happens, right? And then their infrastructure is shut down. There's massive loss of data and capital. This would be a big problem, but they're very vulnerable and they must close up these vulnerabilities. All right. So they need this new financial infrastructure. They need this new layer of the financial world, the banking world that XRP is bringing, that XLM is bringing, that HBAR is bringing. Okay, so of course, last but not least, they have CBDCs here on this page. The CBDC private ledger provides central banks a secure, controlled, flexible solution to issue and manage central bank issued digital currencies. Listen, these banking coins, they're going to do everything. And when I say quadrillions will flow, now I don't know how long it's going to take. We can take the word of the Bank of International Settlements and say 3 to 5 years. From what was it? They put that document out like 2 months ago. So let's say 3 to 5 years is what they're estimating. They could readjust that. We'll continue to check the PDFs. We could go by JP Morgan estimating what did they say, 2 to 3 years or something. I think that's way too conservative, in my humble opinion. Just looking at the system and seeing how broken it is and knowing what it takes to upgrade infrastructure. Then on top of that, educate the people, the workers that are there, their employees, to be able to use the new system. I think 2 to 3 years is very, very, not conservative. It's too ambitious. I mean, my apologies. 2 to 3 years is too soon, in my humble opinion, but maybe they might be able to pull it off. Another reason they might be able to pull it off are companies who have been behind the scenes working extremely hard for years to develop CBDCs, and they're ready to hand the infrastructure to the Bank of International Settlements, IMF, World Bank, and the European Central Bank. They're also ready to hand it to the US federal government, but we all know they operate a little bit different. But like IBM has already completed and tested and piloted their CBDC, as we covered in the last video. That's huge. They're ready to hand you the system. If you're a bank, they're ready to hand it to you. That is huge. And they have so many banks already lined up. My idea or my way of viewing that is because IBM already has so many banks that they've been working with, okay, through their financial offerings, that those banks will start to utilize that particular system. And then they're going to be saving so much money, and they're going to be making so much money. So much capital is going to be flowing into them that all the other banks are going to see that, and their jaws are going to hit the floor. They're going to want a piece of that. And then there's going to be even more of a mad rush. They're going to start reaching out to these companies like IBM. Visa is doing the same thing. I told you. Visa is doing the same thing. So if IBM just I'm going to give you an estimation, and I could be completely wrong. But if IBM already is at this point now where they're ready to roll out their CBDCs, they've done as much experimenting as they need to. Of course, they're going to continue to improve because IBM is an insanely great company. Right now, if you look at what they're doing with quantum computing and artificial intelligence and how they're combining everything together and experimenting, absolutely brilliant. Okay. But if IBM is at that point now, and Visa, I felt Visa is just a little bit behind IBM in what they're doing, which they're doing the same thing with B2B, cross-border remittances and such, which is just their entryway. I believe that maybe in the next 5 to 6 months, we're going to get a Visa announcement, in my humble opinion. I could be completely wrong. I say the next 5 to 6 months. In the long term, I say the next year, but we're going to hear something from Visa. They've been working for a long time. They have Stellar. Okay, they through Tala. Tala's been helping them. Tala is a fantastic company. As far as what I have seen this year, I don't know what's to come in the future, so there's no guarantees. But they're working with Stellar, okay, XLM. I believe Visa is also working with HBAR. I believe HBAR is in there, right? Because, oh yeah, that's right. HBAR is in there because FIS is working with Visa, and FIS is on the governing council of Hedera. FIS is on the governing council of Hedera. I believe that's correct. Check their governing council. I thought I saw FIS there. So FIS is utilizing HBAR, which means FIS, who is also working with Visa, Visa integrated their entire systems with FIS. So HBAR is in there. Hedera is in there. Okay. So I expect an announcement in maybe 5 to 6 months from Visa. We'll see what happens. Like I said, everyone has their own timelines for building CBDCs and building their infrastructure. We'll see what happens. You have MTech out there also pushing HBAR. You had the Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana. We covered that in videos a long time ago. When it first came out, the Central Bank of Ghana working with MTech on CBDCs. And I sent a message out to MTech to see if they wanted to make us privy to any other banks they're working with. Of course, they don't have to. They don't have to make us privy. But just that one announcement tells us that if there's one, there's more than that. There's more than that. The companies don't stop at one deal. They don't. It's typical that you're trying to negotiate multiple deals at the same time. Some companies don't want their stuff, their information put out there too early. So you have, what's that called? Non-disclosure agreements signed. There's a lot of non-disclosure agreements signed along with memorandums of understanding. So they can't discuss everything. This is why it's important to research, and you can see certain connections, because there's certain things that the companies themselves have to make their shareholders and companies they want to partner with privy to. This is why they put out a lot of the PDFs without making them public. They're just on their websites, and a lot of times they're buried on their websites for a reason. But this is why research is important. We can connect our own, connect the pieces together ourselves and do the research ourselves. However, yes, so I would look for something like that from Visa within the next year. I would expect it, especially because of what IBM just did. And Visa doesn't want to miss out on that. They don't want IBM scooping up too many banks. All right. Ripple doesn't have to worry because they have so many banking deals and they're constantly trying to do new ones. They're not really concerned. So like I said, there's enough money to go around. But because Visa is sort of, and from what it looks like, they're the newest one right behind IBM, right? There's Ripple. Then you have Stellar tied up with so many different individuals, Algorand, right? And then you have HBAR, Hedera, right? So Visa is right there where they have enough banks because of IFS where they're sort of like the third wheel. Hedera hasn't made too much stuff available on what they're going to be doing. They have their CBDC white paper. We already know MTech is pushing Hedera. We know about Ghana Central Bank. So we know there's things in the works, okay? But Visa already has a myriad of banks. If you look at how many banks FIS deals with, right? So they're sort of in like third place there. And so I expect them to speed up the process a little bit so they're not left behind. They want that initial flood of money just as much as everyone else. There is a competitive edge. Money is on the line. So while everything is interoperable, that's cool. We're all working together. Everything is interoperable. There's going to be a race to get a piece of that money. That initial flood of money is going to be significant, world changing, not life changing, world changing. Because once everything lands, it's going to be impactful, meteoric. The world itself will never be the same. That's what you and I are a part of. People forget that. And when I say the world will never be the same, the systems will all change. The way people interact with technology will all change. But even more than that, the wealth that is generated will be so massive, in my humble opinion. Not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But the wealth, look at all the wealth in the world. Look at everything that blockchain can move now in its early stages. This is the early stages of the banking coins. I'm not talking about the other coins. I'm talking about this advanced technology that we're dealing with when we're holding the banking coins that are continuously upgrading themselves and are second to none. Look at all of the wealth that it stands to move now across the blockchain, across their particular protocol. NFTs, real estate, music, art, right? Fiat currency. I mean, what can't you do? So we're talking about when Ripple says all the money, they're not, they should say all the value, really, because it goes beyond fiat currency, right? But all of these, that applies to all of these banking coins, all of them. They stand to move everything. This is why interoperability is important. We don't need to give the banking system any kind of edge so they can keep the money. No, you and I want the banking coins to win because some of that wealth is going to make it to us and it's going to be world changing. You are in the big game. The hunt starts now. The hunt, every single day, the hunt begins. Someone new is getting into the banking coins and they have no idea what they are holding. This is not gold. How dare you? I gotta close my blazer. Hold up. How dare you? Gold? No, let me tell you something. What you are holding when you're holding a banking coin has such potentiality that gold is but a worm on the ground compared to what you hold. What you hold has the potentiality to be so valuable. Like I said, you've done the research yourself. Look at everything, the value it can move. It is so valuable that is incomprehensible to the lay person, to the average person. And if everything goes according to plan, I told you, and I say this with all seriousness, there will be so much money made, you will have to move. You should have a plan right now on where you'd like to move, where you'd like to live, somewhere safe and secure. Especially if you've told people that you have these banking coins. You have to be careful. This is not a joke, because the wealth that will be generated when the so-called switch is flipped is going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable, especially if they do staking. Imagine the value of these particular protocol, of these particular rails. You read it yourself in the PDFs about possible banking staking. I put it in the community tab. So you have this information. You're going to be too rich. What are you going to do when you're too rich? A lot of people are going to bow out early. I said this before. They're not going to make it. But if you look at the data, there's so many other crypto that are quick profit. You could take quick profits that you could play around with and stay happy with that while you just hold those banking coins. And like I said, this is just my personal thoughts. It's not telling you to buy coins, to sell coins, don't sell coins. That means nothing to me. It doesn't affect me whatsoever at all. Because the banking coins, once again, for a lot of the new people out there, they were never made for retail. So retail doesn't make them move. But I'm just giving my thoughts. But so, yeah, to hold those coins, you are holding on to the greatest opportunity that anybody on this planet ever, because it's the most wealth, I believe, right, that the planet has ever generated. This is the most wealth moving around the planet right now that has ever existed. I believe, don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but I believe that it is. So you're holding on something that could take a huge chunk of that and put it in your hands. That's unbelievable. So I know what I hold. I'm comfortable every single day. I hold my chin is up. I walk with confidence. I live with confidence. Feel great. Absolutely great. And I stay on top of the research. I stay on top of the companies. I want to know what they're doing. What's your financials? When does your quarterly come out? When does your end of the year come out? I want to see how much money's moving through your bank. And I'm going to, because you have to put out the report sooner or later. And I'm going to read your financials. What's the inflow? What's the outflow? What's your transaction volume? What's your average transaction value? I'd like to know. I'm going to make a call. I'm going to call you. I'm staying on top of them. I take this seriously. I want that banking money. We already had retail money. We can do this easy. But the generational wealth, generational, it's right there. It's right there. Some of us are going to reach, but our arms are too short. Some of us are reaching out there. We're going to make it work, and we're going to grab it and take destiny into our own hands. They can't stop us. You can't stop us. No amount of dips or corrections could shake those coins from our hands. We are lions. You will hear us roar, and we will roar many times. You can't stop it. They can't shake us. All the rest of crypto can get shaken. They can get shaken. We can't be shaken. There is no fear in our hearts, no fear in our eyes. The banking coin holders, we're all one team. We're all one family, and you cannot shake us. It doesn't happen. That money flood is coming, and we got our boats ready. The rocket ship is getting fueled up, and we got our suits ready. Can't stop us. We won't stop. We're attacking the markets. We're hunting the white whale, and we shall have our victory. My humble opinion. So anyway, everybody, man, it's a little bit of a light video. Next week, we're going to get surgical. I'm on to something. I just need a few more pieces of the puzzle. Every day I'm searching. Every day I'm looking, reading through PDFs, scouring the internet. I just need a few more pieces. Then I might have a surgical video for you. I got to say might, because I don't know if I'm gonna find those particular pieces, but there's some interesting things going on. So now that you have that information, what would you do? Wait, what? I'm messing up my own outro. What is my outro again? Oh, I did all that talking. I can't remember my own outro. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.